Joanne, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey,
Give me some
how
love.
you doing?
It's lovely to have you.
Good. Good hugger. You're a good hugger.
I've been practicing a lot. 2 hours before. No. I have met you many times, and your amazing following and amazing people that help run your center.
Yes.
People might be looking at this, recognize you already, which I'm hoping they do. But tell us a little bit about what you do. You do a lot of stuff.
Yes. Well, I'm here today to tell you all about Gathering of Light. Gathering of Light is an inter-spiritual fellowship. And inter-spirituality is about spirituality, really. And it's about coming from your heart. It's heart to heart. Like that. Heart to heart, right? And it's all about, like you, I love the show. It's vibes. It's getting into the vibe of the heart, right? Vibe of the heart, to be more enthusiastic, to be about what's mystical and spiritual about life, exciting. To really see about that. So our center is a fellowship. We call it a fellowship. It kind of runs sort of like the old-fashioned kind of religion, but yet it's very new, very different.
It's fun.
Yes. We meet weekly to do what our core is, the sacred. That life is sacred, right? That there is and precious and valuable. And every week we celebrate that. And we celebrate that through the wisdom of the world's diverse faiths. And what we do is we follow the calendar of the world religions, because everything is about vibes, right? And there's certain vibes that are happening all the time.
Every day.
Yeah, all the time. And it's amazing how, if you look at it, all the different major religions are celebrating certain holidays all around the same time. Why is that? Because the vibes are there. There's something going on. So we tune into that, and then each individual gets to see how they can utilize that energy to help them grow more, to learn more, to really identify that spark within them, and to share it with others. And
you brought the good vibes today. I feel it already. I feel the vibes.
That's great. Yeah. So from that place of the sacred, it's a starburst, right? So from the starburst, I see it as we do 4 other major things, and the 4 major things that we do is, first is scholastic, which is educational programs. So we teach people about meditation, about just for the children, we have a children's program teaching children about mindfulness and kindness and all good qualities that all the different faith traditions of all the world teach, and to remember the light within them, and to share that light with the world in a nice way, and to be surrounded by people who are being kind and good to each other, because sometimes you don't get that a lot. Yes. And so they have that place where they can come to that.
And I saw that when you gave me a tour. I saw it was the confidence mirror, the reflection mirror, and it was such positive things, and they're doing some amazing things. The beautiful center, by the way.
Yes. It's a brand new center. We're in Huntington Station now. We share the building with Unity Center of Healing Light. So as we do also more education classes, every Tuesday night we'll have an education workshop for adults. We've had all kinds of classes from tarot to mystics to the poetry to art and spirituality, all kinds of different things. We have it each month. We have different things that come in. Even finances and spirituality. It has to stay in abundance with that, right? Because a lot of times people think you got to be poor and spiritual. No way, abundance in the world, and to have that. And money is only energy too, right? So it's a form of energy exchange. So that's the first part of it, our scholastic. And then we have a support program. So we have prayer groups, and we have online prayer support. So if you want some. We also do cards that are sent out. They're in the shape of a star, and people are down or things are going. People handwrite them. A whole packet full of stars comes to people's houses. People are there for you for all.
You're just doing a lot of fundraisers. You're doing the bed covers or the cushions.
Right. But that's the other part of it. When we do the support, the other thing is we do some outreach to the community, right? And so that's to be of service to the community. So what we are doing now for the holidays, while other people are doing Toys for Tots, we're doing bedding for babes. We work a lot with the shelters during the year, and this time of year, it's nice that kids get toys, but when you're in a shelter, you don't have the room for the toys, but the kids love bedding. That is their favorite characters. Right, you can get we have the long list this year. It was kind of difficult. We had the Paw Patrol and Spider-Man and Fortnite.
Frozen 2.
And Frozen 2. Frozen 2 is the big one. LOL surprise. We were getting them all for the kids. So now these kids who are in homeless shelters can have really cool bedding, and that's a toy. That's a toy, but it also gives warmth, it gives safety, and it makes them have something that's theirs.
Sleep on. I mean, we're talking about taking things for granted earlier and being thankful for what we have, and whether it's working with people who are maybe in homeless shelters or people with special needs, it's about reflecting and being grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
Who would think that a bedding for someone is a big deal, but that is a huge deal for people who don't have that.
It's huge.
Amazing that you do stuff like that.
Yeah, and families too that come out of domestic violence situations and they have to leave in the middle of the night or whatever to have it. Now they can have something for the kids, and it's a big thing. We do with that, the reason why we know about working with that is we do something called the Starter Pack program. And so the families who are moving out of the shelters, what we do is we provide for them basic household items. Because you finally get out of the shelter, you go into an apartment, there's nothing there. They might give you a stipend so you can get a bed or a couch or something, but there's no forks and knives, there's no pots. Other churches are giving them, a big thing full of canned goods and stuff. You can't even open the cans. There's no can opener.
Wow.
So we provide that for them every year, all year round, and that's a really good. And we use gently used items too for the plates and towels. People change the colors and don't even realize, I want a new color in my bathroom and perfectly good towels, and
get rid of it.
And we fluff them up, clean them up, put them up there nice, and the families love them and they get to use them.
It's amazing. Some things that we might think is waste we get rid of could be a treasure to somebody else.
Yes, absolutely. So, and Westie Storage Unit in Northport. Yes, they give us a free unit.
They do. That's amazing.
Thank you. Westie's there, because they really do. It's a wonderful, wonderful service that they provide for us, and we're able to go there and set up the packs and store the items as we get them in. So it's a really cool thing. And then the last thing we do is social things. We do a lot of social things. We think spirituality should be fun, and there's a lot of things that we do during the year. We do canoe trips, we have bowl-a-thons, we have all kinds of walks and trips and different things that we do. We like to have a lot of fun.
You need to have fun. That's what, and we were talking about that, especially bringing young adults and young adults watching. You can tell they do a lot of fun stuff, and that's important to be engaging, to make people want to go. And I think so many problems that a lot of religious groups have is they're forced to come, but they're not really as engaging. You know what I mean? It's not that they don't have that interest.
Yeah, well, also too, the music, I have to say, a lot of times the music is really bad. I mean, we do Beatles, and that's still old.
I love the Beatles.
But the Beatles is still old, you gotta say. But we do a lot of different things. We actually have guest guitarists that come in and play for us. Our guitar player, Frankie Carr, he played with Mick Jagger and a lot of other people. His list goes on, you could look him up. And just a lot of really good people that really share their light. It's a gathering of light, and truly is people coming together with their own lights. I
think that's so impressive. I mean, you have people coming together from all walks of life. They may have been brought up different ways, different challenges, different experiences. But when you come together, you're there to not compare, judge, or say you're supposed to live this way. And you're there to just kind of accept each other. And that's the energy that I've gotten from you guys so far. And you guys have been a great group of people. I know I only met a few of your community members, but they're so present. They have great energy. They're very welcoming.
Definitely.
And I look forward to doing more things with you down the road too.
Yeah.
But do you guys have any upcoming events or anything exciting that people watching can check out?
We definitely check out our website, gatheringoflight.org.
You have a YouTube as well.
Yes, we have the YouTube channel. It's Gathering of Light.
Lots of videos on there.
Yes, there's lots of videos on there. Lots of videos about the service, but also about all the other activities that we do. It's ongoing. It never stops, all the different stuff that we're involved in. If you look at our calendar events, it changes so much. There's all kinds of things coming up. We love to do full moon. We do drummings.
Ooh.
We do a lot of stuff with native traditions. We do a water blessing ceremony every month. We take turns. Different people take jars of water, put them by the mirror. They send good vibes to it, and then they take that water. Water has memory.
We talked about that.
Yes,
right?
water has memory, and then if you put that memory, that good vibe, that good intention into the water, and then take that water and add it to the streams or the ocean around us here, that message goes out, and it's
Wait, this is amazing because you just brought this up. Did you see Frozen 2 yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, people watching this will understand why. Frozen 2 talks all about how water has memory.
There you go. You should
watch it now.
I haven't seen it yet. I have to wait for my granddaughter to go down to Florida and see it with her. So I promised to wait for her.
But there's a big teachable moment about water and connection. And
yeah, we've been doing that. We were at the Parliament of World Religions. Last year we took a whole field trip. There's 20 of us, went to Toronto. Thousands of people from all around the world, Parliament of World Religions. I spoke at one of the events there on interspirituality. It was really an honor. But when we were there was a big healing with the indigenous cultures, with the Canadian population, and the Canadian government did a public asking forgiveness of the indigenous people. And it was beautiful. And they did all kinds of events there and teaching their traditions. And one of the things that one of the women brought back from our group was the water blessing. So we've been doing it since last year. So before Frozen came out. Before it was cool. I had to put that in there. Now it's cool. Now we know it's really cool. All right, Frozen 2, reach out, send them the check, all right? Yeah, so we do a lot of different things. I mean, even in the Bahai faith. Now, the Bahai faith is a faith that's not very common that we know about. It started late 1890s, okay, so it's pretty new. But it's the faith that is responsible for the United Nations. In fact, it's the only religion that sits in the General Assembly of the United Nations because of their wanting to have this idea of unity and everybody coming together. So it was a big part of their faith. But they do not make their children say that they're Baha'is. They teach their children about all the world religions, and when they get of age in their teens, then they say, you pick. Wow. You pick what you want to be. You tell us, but we want you to be something. We want you to have some sort of identity, even if you can call it something new. I mean, if people ask me, what's your religion? I said, my religion is love.
What's the things you teach along the way, right? Because no matter what title or label you choose to call yourself, at the end of the day, you're going to be learning about community, especially if you're doing it the right way, right? You can learn about connection. You can learn about helping other people.
Right.
You're going to learn about, listening to how you feel. And I see you doing a lot with the young adults, the children, is reflecting, hey, I'm feeling this way, or, and I think that is what's really important. Not so much the title, whether you call yourself a Christian or do whatever you call yourself.
Yeah.
And you guys are doing that.
Yeah. I grew up in the Bronx, so I was in a very diverse neighborhood. But my parents were immigrants from Ireland, so they met here in this country. So they tried to keep me in a little group. Wow. They wanted everybody in the little box, and I just couldn't stay in the box.
I can tell. We're having trouble containing you. The energy is out of the...
I was like, So, but I can't stay in the box. That's not where my heart goes. I want to be in the magic and the mystery. There's never nothing going on, right? There's always something mystical and magical happening in every moment. Yes, to learn, to identify with, to touch, to feel, to be involved in. So it's always been in me to reach out. So what I did instead of, I was raised in a Catholic school. I even went to Catholic school. Talk about, being in one particular faith. And that was fine, and that was nice, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't enough. I needed something that wasn't so contained and structured. I needed to have a lot more freedom. I love to climb a tree or even lay on the rock and feel the energy from the stone.
And that's what I wanted to ask
crystals.
You. Speaking of you growing up in this, what would be your advice for young adults who are feeling that urge to explore, but they have that, whether it's a family dynamic or a religious dynamic or just whatever, where they feel like they can't express themselves or they don't know how to.
Right.
Well, that's a big thing.
Yeah, there's always a way. There's always a way. And keep it very, very simple. Don't go to these extremes with things. Keep it very simple. Like I did it. When I was a kid, I would go to the one tree down the block. I would climb it and sit in it and connect with the energy of the tree. That meant a lot to me. Or if you're familiar with the Bronx, it's very stony. There's a lot of rock around when there's not buildings. And to find a big rock and just connect with that. And that's what I learned. And going back to my Irish roots and more of the Celtics and the Druids and getting in touch with the earth-based religions from that perspective, it's in my genes. It's part of who I am. So it felt good for me. And then from there, I felt safer and stronger. When your roots are planted, good, and they go in really deeply, then the branches can come out, right? And then your leaves become more full and rich, and your insights become richer. So that's what I would say. Get your roots planted. Find out. Read a lot. There's so much information out there. There's so many wonderful stories. Read the stories of other mystics and saints. I think that when you have an inner stirring and something doesn't feel right for you and you think you need something, search, because the stories, there's a lot of mystics and saints and people out there that did some magical, wonderful things.
And I like that. You got that vibe of like find your own journey, find your own story.
Right.
We're going to be posting all of your different links to your different social media, your pages. I hope to have you on again soon. You have great energy. I would love just to hang out here. Come, please. Just like John, we have some amazing guests. I just want to give you another hug. Thank you for being on.
Oh, great.
You're amazing. Max Rodgers, he's behind the scenes right now, helping with the cameras and stuff.
Yes.
So you donate the percentage to what again, Max?
Wildlife conservation.
Wildlife conservation. This book contains never-before-seen designs, including wildlife, sacred geometry, and more. Shapes of Nature was created to promote creativity for everyone in a fast-paced but busy modern world. It's amazing. The artwork, the quality of this book. He also created his own publishing company, which is amazing. I'm going to read this quote here. It says, "Whenever I get fed up with life, I love to go wandering in nature." That's true for me. I don't know about you guys. Let's read another one.
If you are fearful, a horse will back off. If you are calm and confident, it will come forward. For those who are often flattered or feared, the horse can be a welcome mirror of the best in human nature. Clare Balding.
That's powerful. That's tiger.
Is that tiger?
I think it's a tiger.
It's a cat.
It's a cat.
I'm a righteous cat with swing. And when I get down, I do my own thing.
And here's the cover.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Amazing.
Very cool. We're going to post a link on Amazon. You guys can check it out. Amazing guy. He also has another book on zoo animals as well. All right, guys.
Nice.
Thank you so much.